All right, everybody. So the next skill is when we have bases that are not the same. So what do we do in that situation? So something like 3 to the x equals 27. So the first step is actually we need to factor those bases. So if we take 3, it only breaks down into 1 and 3, so we can't do anything with that. But we do have 27 here. To make that into 9 and 3, and then 3 and 3. And like we did before, take the ends here. So the ends of all of these branches, and that actually gets us a new term of 3 times 3 times 3. We can also rewrite that as 3 to the third power. And that's actually exactly what we were looking for. So we get to the most simplified base, which in this case actually is a base that they have in common. So now that we have this, we can set our exponents equal to each other and solve, just like we did before. Now, a second example is what if the 27 had an exponent other than 1? Are we adding it? Are we multiplying it in? What does that look like? So let's do a question here. We have something like 4 to the 10x power and 8 to the x plus 3 power. Well, in this case, we need to factor both of these because they can both break down further. And we'll see that 4 breaks into 2 squared and 8 breaks into 2 to the third power. So we have 2 squared, and then still the exponent of 10x, and we have 2 to the third power, and still the exponent of that x plus 3 term. So in this case, actually, we do have to distribute into both of those terms on both sides. So that'll be 2 to the 20x power. Then on the other side, we'll have 2 to the 3x plus 9 power. So just like before, we can take these and set them equal to each other. And then now we can go through and solve. So we get 17x here. Those x's cancel. We have a 9. So we can divide both of these sides by 17. So we get x equals 9 divided by 17. Now, a good thing to do, especially after you've done all this work and you've gotten to this step, is let's go back up to this original question. And let's plug in that x equals 9 over 17 and see what happens. So if we do that on the left side, we're going to get, let's see, punch that all those terms into the calculator. So 4 to the 10 times 9 over 17 power. Make sure you got your parentheses in the right place, and it looks like we get an answer on the left side of like 1539.5. And now let's see what happens if we do this on the other side. 9 over 17, so 8 to the 9 over 17 power plus 3. And we get an answer of 1539 point, again, rounding to 5. These are actually exactly equal to each other. So I always like to do that, especially if you have a weird fractional answer. Plug it in, see if you did it right. And you can always guarantee yourself the right answer if you go back and check. So again, in this case, just a quick recap. Make sure you factor the terms, make sure you distribute, so you're multiplying your exponents in this case, and then you can go through and solve.